Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in. And we know it's a little bit early before training camp starts, but today I kind of want to give my way too early win-loss prediction of each team now that we're post-free agency. We're still waiting for something to happen, Aaron Rodgers. Rather, we're post-NFL draft, and we're kind of in the dead period of the NFL offseason. I kind of want to give my thoughts on each team and where I think they could possibly be at way too early now in the 2025 NFL season. But before I start that, make sure you guys leave this video a like as it continues to help this channel to grow and to beat the YouTube algorithm. And if you are somebody that is not subscribed or watching for the first time, make sure you click the subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss any of the videos I post, football or WWE related. But without further ado, let's dive into it. First, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this team is a little bit tougher to grade, mainly because their defense, I still think, isn't as good as we think it should be. But if I were to pick, I would pick the Bengals between 8 to 10 wins. I still think this is a very good offense. We know they just re-signed Chase and Higgins. But my thing is Trey Hendrickson going to be in the building or not? I think if they lose that major piece to their defense, is going to change dramatically if they're not able to reach a contract extension and his holdout plays into this regular season. We know what Joe Burrow could be, MVP candidate, but I'm just kind of hesitant on their defense. Next is the Las Vegas Raiders. I give them maybe between 5 to 7 wins. I know they improved quarterback play from what they had last year with traded for Geno Smith. I know Ashton Jeanty will help in their run game. I'm not too sure about their wide receiving core. I'm still not too high on their defense outside of Max Crosby. So I put them at the 5 to 7 win range for 2025. The Los Angeles Chargers, this is another team that is hard to grade, but I think I'm going to put them at the 8 to 10 win mark. I don't see them being a very bad football team, but this team defensively is getting a little bit older. So you still have Justin Herbert. You still have a run game that's added with Najee Harris, who I think could be good in their backfield. So I think I'm going to put them at the 8 to 10 win range. Next is the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this is a very tough team to grade. I'm putting them at the 8 to 10 range as well. We got the trade for George Pickens. You got CeeDee Lamb. You got a Dak Prescott coming back healthy. They signed Javonte Williams in a run game. And Michael Parsons, that we're still waiting on that contract situation to be handled. But I think defensively losing DeMarcus Lawrence is probably going to hurt a little bit more than a lot of people may think. So, and then you got Trayvon Diggs coming back. I still put this team at 8 to 10 wins, but the Dallas Cowboys are a team in mediocrity. Next is the Patriots. I'll put them at the 5 to 7 win range. I don't see them being too high in this division. Number one, I like Drake May, but I still think they got a lot of holes to fill as far as, I think it's just time mainly when it comes to Drake May. I think more you should still be developing him in year 2. You did get him Stephon Diggs. You did draft Travion Henderson from The Ohio State University. You did add pieces like Will Campbell to your offensive line, Carlton Davis, Milton Williams. So I think this team could be elevated. If they're a surprise team, it doesn't surprise me. But I want to see a little bit more of a jump from Drake May in year 2. And I'm not putting that high expectations on quarterbacks like most people do. I just want to see them to continue to get better in year 2. I still see them as a 5 to 7 win football team, but I think I would give him Mike Vrabel a 2 to 3 year range to get his foot imprint on this Patriots roster. Next is the Washington Commanders. This one's a hard one, but I tend to put them in the 8 to 10 win range. And I'm be aware. I think the Commanders may have a bit of a slip off as far as from 2024. I don't want this. I'm not rooting for it to happen. I don't want it to happen. But they had so much success as they reached the NFC Championship game in 2024. I am not hoping that this team falls, but I can see it to where it happens. Jaden Daniels, I love Jaden Daniels. Terry McLaurin from The Ohio State University. And defensively, you still got Wagner. Defensively, they did lose Jonathan Allen. But I still like what this team is. I'm just kind of wary of where they could potentially not have the big dramatic fall off, but I could see where they don't have as much success as they did in 2025 or 2024. Next, we're going to have the Kansas City Chiefs. I put them at 11 to 13 wins. I don't like where this team is going. They lost a lot, especially on the offensive line with Joe Thuney. They did ask Josh Simmons in the draft from The Ohio State University. And we know Mahomes is Mahomes. We know Andy Reid is Andy Reid. But defensively, I think a lot of the key pieces, mainly Chris Jones, is starting to show age maybe a little bit. They lost Justin Reed in free agency. The only reason I'm putting them at 11 to 13 wins is that this is a team where I will have to see somebody beat them to believe it. I will have to see somebody beat this team to believe it. That's just me. Next is the Carolina Panthers. I still have them at 5 to 7 wins. I do believe in Bryce Young going to year 3. I do believe in this football team. They've improved on the wide receiver position, whether it's getting a guy like McMillan and Xavier Legette. I think he will be more improved in year 2. Guy like Chuba Hubbard. Defensively, I still think they'll be good. Jason Horn. I just think, and then they added Brian Burns. Trade away Brian Burns. But that was last offseason. What am I talking about? But either way it goes, I still think this Panthers team is in that 5 to 7 win range. Next, we got the Los Angeles Rams. This was a little bit tougher for me. Defensively, they got a young team defensively, and they can only get better. Offensively, I'm not too sure about where Matthew Stafford could possibly be in this part of his career. But I'm struggling between these two. I'm going to put them at 8 to 10 for now. I'm going to put them at 8 to 10 wins for now. Very good coached football team. I'm just wary about Matthew Stafford at this elder age of his career. Is he going to be able to continue that play? They have a good running game with Kyron Williams. They did lose Cooper Kupp. You have Puka Nacua. They added Devontae Adams, which I think will be a big boost. Seaman has how his latter half of 2024 went. They got Braden Fisk. They got Jared Verse on the defensive side of the ball, which I think is going to be very good for this team. So I'll get them at 8 to 10, but I wouldn't be surprised they achieve last, or if Matthew Stafford actually just play kind of dips a bit, or the injuries pile up. Next is the New York Giants. I put them at 5 to 7. I wanted to put them at 4 below, but this football team has gotten better. You got potentially Jackson Dart, potentially Wilson, or Jameis Winston, which I think is probably going to be Russ to start the season off. I don't think Jackson Dart actually plays much this year. You do have Malik Neighbors to throw to. Tyrone Tracy is solid in the backfield. And defensively, you add Abdul Carter to go with Burns and Thibodeau. I like where this team is developing, and you got Dexter Lawrence defensively as well. But I just don't believe in their quarterback position just yet to put them above 5 to 7 wins. Next is the Steelers. Until they start losing seasons, I'm not going to put them anything below a winning season. Below a winning season. I know the quarterback situation at this time of me recording this still needs to be solved, but I'm going to put this team at 8 to 10 wins for now. It's just because it's the Steelers, and Mike Tomlin does hell of a coaching jobs with rosters that necessarily should not be where they are, especially when they not have the necessary quarterback play to be where they are. They're still in contention. Next is my Chicago Bears. I'll put them at 8 to 10 wins. I know I'm probably putting a lot of teams there. That's just me basing off what I think. Bears, much improved offensive line. You get rid of Matt Eberflus. You bring in Ben Johnson, who can help turn this offense around from what it was in 2024. Caleb Williams could potentially take that next step. Like I said, you rebuilt the offensive line with Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson, Andrew Dalman. And you also add interior defensive line help with a guy like Grady Jarrett. You bring in Dio Dabo to add with Javon Dexter to pair with Montez Sweat. You re-sign Kyler Gordon. I really believe this team with this new coaching staff, with added pieces to help this football team and added pieces around the coaching staff and all this, I think this season for the Bears should be nothing short of playoffs. Yes, I'm putting these type of expectations on them, but if the Bears fall short of playoffs, something's got to go. Next is the Seattle Seahawks. This one is a little interesting. I might be kind of crazy for this. I might put them in at the 5 to 7 range, and I probably put them at that 7-win range. I'm not sure if Sam Darnold can replicate 2024. I'm not sure if the Seahawks are going to commit themselves to running the football enough to offset Sam Darnold, potentially not so great play. Defensively, I'm not too much sold on what this football team could be, but we're talking about a Seahawks defense that is still young with Woolen, with Witherspoon. I'm just not sure if Sam Darnold can repeat 2024. I'll just be honest. I'm not sure if he can. Next is the Denver Broncos. This was a team I think, with the reigning defensive player of the year, and Patrick Surtain, Bo Nix, I think into year 2 with Sean Payton, I think it's going to get better. I think their running game, I think that's the question mark for this football team for the most part, is what kind of production are they going to get out of this running game? That is the biggest question. And on top of that, can that defense sustain where they were in 2024? I think those are two of the biggest questions outside of Bo Nix' improvement, is can they provide themselves with a bit of a running game to offset Bo Nix, and can this defense really sustain 2024? I like where Bo Nix is. I like where Sean Payton has him, but I'm just kind of weary of them not having the support of a potentially productive running game. That's my only question about the Denver Broncos. The Cleveland Browns, I put them at 5 to 7 wins. They got a quarterback mess. I'm not sure what they're going to do at running back, even though they drafted Quinshon Judkins from The Ohio State University. They got Denzel Ward from The Ohio State University. They re-signed or extended Myles Garrett, which I'm still questioning why in the hell would you re-sign to this team that has so many questions at quarterback. I'm not sure about that wide receiver room outside of Jerry Jeudy. They have David Njoku, who's a very good tight end in this league, a solid offensive line. And then they drafted Mason Graham, who I think will help with the interior of their defense, to help with their run game potential. It's just, what the hell are you going to get from quarterback? And wouldn't be surprised this is a 4-win team. I still don't understand for the life of me why the hell would Myles Garrett re-sign. Today's video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. For me, it is very important to have a VPN to protect my online privacy. It'd be very, very creepy if there was someone out there who kept a log of every single thing that you did online. So why let your internet provider really do that to you online? The best thing to do is to get yourself a VPN, and why not go with the ExpressVPN, the best VPN available. Personally, I like it for the fact that you can unlock Netflix shows that you do not get in the US market. Now, one show that I've started to get myself into is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You search Brooklyn Nine-Nine in the US, doesn't come up, but you can switch your location to Canada, and you can research Brooklyn Nine-Nine again, and bam, it pops up right then and there, and you can catch up on your episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now, if you click the link in the description below, you will get 3 free months of ExpressVPN. Just by clicking the link below and you sign up today, you will get 3 months free of ExpressVPN. All you have to do is click the link down below, and you will get ExpressVPN. Now, let's just get back to the video. Next is the San Francisco 49ers. When healthy, this is a very, very good football team. It's just a question of health. I'm going to put them at 8 to 10 wins. Possibly these. It's just health for them, for me. And can Brock Purdy be the quarterback that takes this team over? I still don't think we've answered that question of whether can Brock Purdy make this team elite on his own without. And then you top of that, you lose Debo. You trade away Debo Samuel, and you lost Hufanga in free agency. You lost Ward in free agency. I'm just interested to see, like, where is this team going to be, and can they stay healthy? And that's the biggest question. The 49ers over the years have been kind of rivaled by injuries, especially with McCaffrey, especially with Kittle has missed games here and there. Can this team stay healthy? That is the biggest question. Buffalo Bills, 11 to 13 wins. I still believe in this football team defensively. I still believe in Josh Allen. James Cook provided a much-needed spark in their run game. Offensive line is still one of the better ones in the NFL. Wide receiver position, they did add Jones Palmer. They did lose Mike Hollins, though. And I still think that is a position where if they wanted to add a guy, so cool. But I just believe this is a very good football team, man. We seen last year they can still reach great heights without all the star wide receivers. So I'll put them there. Along with the Detroit Lions, this one's tough. I put the Detroit Lions. This might be crazy. I put them at 8 to 10. I just don't know what this team is going to look like outside of Ben Johnson and that coaching staff that they had last season. They still have some of the talent, especially offensively. What is Aiden Hutchinson going to look like coming back off that broken leg? They still have Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm just so interested to see where this team is going to be without the staff. I have a feeling that they might take a slight downfall, but we shall see. Next is the Atlanta Falcons. I probably put them at 5 to 7. I'm not sure what we're going to get as far as Michael Penix in year 2 as a starter, even though I have a little bit of a faith in Michael Penix to play very good football. It's his first actual full season as a starting quarterback. We know their defense is solid. They did lose Grady Jarrett, and they did add Pierce Jr., and they added I can't remember the other guy's name off the top of my head. In the draft, they drafted 2 pass rushers. So I think it was I can't remember it off the top of my head. But anyway, they added pass rush help, which they really, really needed. That trade from Matthew Judon turned out to be a dud, and that's why he's still a free agent for them. And Drake London, that wide receiver. Bijan Robinson is talented. The biggest question mark is the one question mark you don't want to have is what are you going to get out of Michael Penix Jr. now that he's known as a full-time starter? The Vikings, I don't think they're going to reach the heights that they did last year. 5 to 7 wins. 5 to 7 wins for this football team. And I say that is because, number one, I'm not really particularly sold on J.J. McCarthy just yet. Not just because he went to Michigan. It's just we haven't seen enough. How is he going to recover from the knee injury? And what are they going to get out of Aaron Jones in the run game? And can this defense live up to what they did last year? The quarterback play leaves me question for Minnesota. That's the only reason I put them at 5 to 7. Is what J.J. McCarthy. That's it. That's the only reason. Because I think if they had more stability, if more sustained, I'm not going to say stability, sustained, it's just what they had proven quarterback play. I think this team will be higher. But I think at this point, we don't know. The Saints, 4 and below. When you're talking about a Saints football team, we don't know who's going to be the damn starter, whether it's Tyler Shaw, whether it's Spencer Rattler. We just don't know. And I'm not a big fan of this team trying to win games because this team, I've always said this, they need to rebuild. This will be the perfect season for this team to kind of slow down, kind of start things over. Defense is only getting younger. It's not getting younger. It's just not getting younger. And you have a lot of skill positions. I just don't believe in this quarterback position. I don't. Not at this point right now. Spencer Rattler had somewhat of a flash. Tyler show, not sure. Not sure yet. Houston Texans, 8 to 10 wins. And I'm almost close to going 5 to 7, but I don't think C.J. Stroud at that quarterback position from the Ohio State University will play bad enough for this team to be 5 to 7 wins. They do have one of the better corners in Darius Stingley Jr., Will Anderson Jr., Daniel Hunter, along with that pass rush, all three of that defensive line. I do believe in this football team. P-Trade safety. Now, we're interested to see what they're going to get outside of Nico Collins at wide receiver. And the running back game with Joe Mixon had improved, but I just want to see where this offensive line is going to be. That's the big question for the Texans. What kind of player are they going to get from their offensive line? Next is the reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. I put them at 11 to 13 wins. You still have most of that offensive attack. You add Saquon Barkley, rushed for 2,000. Smitty. You got A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts. Defensively, you might have lost Sweat and Williams, but you still have Nolan Smith. You still have a guy like Jaden Carter. You draft Jahad Campbell, who I think is one of the sneakier picks in this draft. Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. Still a very, very good football team. So I put them at 11 to 13 wins. The New York Jets, I put them at 5 to 7. And adding Justin Fields, I think, will help, but I just think this football team, we'll have to see what his defense is going to be now with Aaron Glenn and tutelage. Offensively, I love Justin Fields. You guys know this. I love Justin Fields, but it's just, can he be the guy to help to boost this offense? And will they run the damn football enough? I know Aaron Glenn likes to run the football. He's a physical type of guy. I hope they run the football a little bit more. I think that was one of the bigger detriments to this team in 2024 is that they didn't run the football enough, especially with Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, who I think was a very solid rookie. So we shall see. Next is the Tennessee Titans. I put them at 4 and below, and it's not me, I don't believe in Cam Ward. It's just this football team is bad. You still need more wide receiver help. You still need more production out of Tony Pollard for what you paid him in free agency this 2024 offseason. Defensively, they still need some work, especially at that corner spot. With outside of Jerry Sneed, they still need a little bit of work. I'm not particularly sold on the Titans just yet. I'll be honest, I'm not particularly sold on Ward yet either. But if you guys watched my videos before, I always said this quarterback class leaves a little bit more to be desired. That's just me. Next is the damn Green Bay Packers. I put them at 8 to 10. Jordan Love, the way he played at points, when he's healthy, he's a very good quarterback. He has to stay healthy. Josh Jacobs ran the crap out of the football last year. Defensively, they were a much better unit than they were in 2023. And we're still interested to see if they're going to have John Alexander. It's looking like they won't. The wide receiver position leaves a bit to be desired. What are they going to get after Matthew Golden? How is guys like Dobbs, guys like Reed going to transition to this wide receiver group? What is going to be? That's my whole thing. But other than that, 8 to 10 wins. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're around that 8 to 10 win range for me. And the reason I say that, Baker Mayfield's played tremendously these last 2 years in Tampa. Still have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin coming back from their injury. They drafted Emeka Egbuka from the Ohio State University. So that's the thing about them is, the thing about the Bucs is just, I think the defense, what are they going to get out of that safety position, the corner position? I still think they should have went there instead of drafting Egbuka, but they might know something that we don't, maybe about the guy with injury. But I still see them as 8 to 10 wins. The Cardinals, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a big believer in the Cardinals, and I'm not a big believer in Kyler Murray, and I've probably said this numerous times. Kyler Murray is just not the guy for me. He's dynamic, he can make plays, but as far as Throwing the football, he's not consistent to me. They do have Marvin Harrison Jr. from the Ohio State University. They did re-sign Trey McBride to a big contract. Defensively, I still have questions. Offensively, they had a very good running game with James Conner. And Murray could be in that running game. I just don't believe in them to throw the football well enough to be in some of these games. I just don't. Next, the Baltimore Ravens. I put them at 8 to 10 wins. They could possibly be 11, 13 wins, and you know what? I'm going to put the Baltimore Ravens kind of 11 or 13 wins. I know I'll probably put too many AFC teams that high, but this Baltimore Ravens team, number one, you still have Lamar. You still have Derrick Henry, who they re-signed. You still have a very good defense led by Roschon Smith. Kyle Hamilton is one of the better safeties in this league. Nate Wiggins, as a rookie, had a very good showing. Still have a solid offensive line. So I put this Ravens team there. They just got to get – the main thing about the Ravens is can they get it in the playoffs? That's the biggest question. Jacksonville Jaguars, 5 to 7 wins. I want Trevor Lawrence to take another step with his football team. It's interesting to see how they're going to be on the Liam Cohen. They did Travis Hunter, who I think could be a big weapon on both sides, which I think this team struggled more defensively than anything in 2024. Offensively, they wasn't getting a lot either, but I think defense is where they kind of struggled. So I'll put them there. The Indianapolis Colts, 5 to 7 win football team. Anthony Richardson. What are we going to get from here? Is he fully going to develop in year 3 of his career? And we're talking about a defense that is solid, led by Buckner, led by a guy like a Kenny Moore. I really believe this defense is very solid. It's just the fact of, can they get enough quarterback play? That's the question. And last but not least, the Miami Dolphins. I put them in the 5 to 7 win range. It's just, number one, to his health, can this team be consistent? That's the one thing about this Dolphins team that hasn't been the last few years. And that is consistent whether we're talking about offense or defense. Bradley Chubb trade hasn't been necessarily great for them. Jalen Phillips, we're still waiting on him to can potentially return back. What are they going to do with Jalen Ramsey? Tyreek Hill, is he still going to be there? But that is a 5 to 7 win football team. So these are my early prediction thoughts. Leave yours in the comment section down below. I'd love to see what you guys think. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. And I'm APW Sports signing out. You guys have a great next day. Catch you guys later.